Namaste, yogis. Day 13. Congratulations on getting here. This is the 15-day yoga challenge. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in yesterday to my live Zoom class. We're going to do the same thing next Tuesday at 10:30. If you want to be sent the link, let me know by sending me a message and I'll send you the link. So today I've been hearing stuff about low back. People are sitting a lot, our low backs are getting really tight. So I thought we would do a practice to kind of address some of that. I thought we would start first with grounding, okay? Because before any class, it's good to kind of find out like how you're feeling, what you need, okay? My teaching is informed based on what I see. So I can't see you, so it's up to you to really make these poses look like anything that feels good for you. They can take any shape. You can transform these poses in any way you choose and choose to modify these poses. So I want you to know that. So make it work for you. The yoga should really be working for you. You shouldn't have to work the yoga a lot, okay? So let's place our hands on our lap, palms up or down, and just do a little bit of grounding. This is an awareness practice. It's an opportunity to feel sensation, okay? And the best way to ground is to feel sensation. So let's begin to just get quiet enough. We're going to take the stuff that we've had to do today, the stuff that we've done today, and we're going to place it in another room and just come to our yoga mat, which is what yoga invites us to do, to just come and be open and breathe and find sensation, basically. So place your hands on your lap, close the eyes, sit up good and tall. Begin to notice the feet on the ground, the seat in the chair, rooted. Feel the lift of the spine, the ears back in line with shoulders, shoulders in line with hips, and just this heart opening. Nice heart opening. A little slight lift of the sternum so that you can feel lifted, light, and feel your breath. Soften the belly, the abdominal muscles, the rib cage, and allow the trunk of the body to be so soft that you notice. So soft that you notice breath. All of a sudden, you might notice your breath a little more. And it doesn't have to be hugely big or hugely full. It just has to be your breath. Smooth inhales and exhales. You've given your body some space to breathe, some softness. No reaching, just allowing. Good. Blink the eyes open. Begin to allow the head to circle. You might relax the shoulders. At the same time, you might roll the wrist around a little bit. Maybe go in different directions. It's very gentle. You might even allow the arms to circle a little bit. You might notice some tension in your shoulders. We're just starting to move the joints now. Kind of get the blood flowing, get the circulation going, move lymph. Okay, remember, our musculature is the pump for lymph. So it makes lymph happen, makes the movement happen. So just maybe even little circles. Doesn't matter if you're doing little or larger. Good. Let's take the arms down, relax the shoulders, And lift the chin as we inhale. And as we exhale, lower the chin. The key to this is to not lift the shoulders when you inhale the head. Most people want to lift up the shoulders. See if you can keep the shoulders totally relaxed. You might have to slow down the lifting and the lowering. Slow it down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Notice each point along the way. As you lift the chin, and you can keep your eyes closed if you want to kind of abide in the sensations of this, or you can open your eyes. But the important thing is to remember it's not who wins the race. It's the journey. So you want to slow down this movement. Do it really slow. Just noticing each point, each muscle that's having to work to make this movement happen. And exhale, lower. Do it a couple more times. Take your time. As you inhale, you're going to go really slow, really slow. Re-educating those muscles in the neck on how to work right. How to avoid holding that tension. Breaking up those patterns of tension that we hold in the head and neck. Slow it down. Think about release. You can always stay in one spot longer than another spot. Back to neutral and relax the shoulders. Notice how you feel. You might blink the eyes open a few times. Notice how you feel. Roll the shoulders a couple times, up and down. Good. Let's take the hands to the knees. And as we round the back and tuck the chin and tuck the tail, we're going to exhale and pull the belly in, stretching out the back like in a C curve. And as we inhale, we're going to open the heart, slide the hands to the hip creases, and arch the back. Take a big inhale. So you're stretching out, providing space now in the spine, getting some good circulation, moving, breathing in, breathing out. Flexion and extension of the spine, working the way in opposite directions. Now, if you don't want to go into full flexion or full extension, you're modifying this. Maybe tiny little movements, okay? Maybe it doesn't feel good for you to go all the way. You don't have to go all the way. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's take our arms up for a sun A. Big breath in, reach through the side body, look up at the fingertips, exhale, swan dive down. So you're hinging at the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Here's my dog Bruno. Inhale, half lift, long belly, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Push your feet into the ground, engage your abdominals as you come up. And you're going to lift all the way up. So it's a big reach. Good. And let's try another one. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look out and lengthen, long belly, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, push your feet into the floor, engage the belly, and come up. Good. Last time. Forward fold. Exhaling. Hinge at the hips. Get really long. Inhale. Look out and lengthen. Okay, your arms can always be on your knees here. It's a great way to release that low back. Long belly, long spine. Shoulder blades back. Good. Exhale into a forward fold. And then come all the way, reaching high. Big breath in. Exhale, Samastiti. Good job. Bruno's decided to stay. So he's going to He's going to occupy my yoga mat, and that's okay. So we're going to walk our feet over to the left or to the right. And this pose is called Navasana or boat pose. I'm going to take my block or my handy dandy tissue box, place it between my knees, just for stability wise. And we're going to lean back and find that C curve with the spine. So it's a little bit of a tuck of the tail. It's a drawing in of the pelvis in and up. Okay, and you're going to lean back until you feel that core connection. Keep your low ribs in and down, and then lean back and squeeze the block. Okay, you're going to inhale, come up, lifting the heart, find that long spine, and then exhale back until you find that core connection, squeezing the block. See how high, when you lean back, you can keep the sternum. So there's engagement in the belly, your core is engaged, and it's locked, and you're squeezing here. If you want to be challenged, you're maybe taking the block away and lifting a foot or two, okay? It's really hard to do, but you're here, okay? Try to not feel this in the low back. The minute you feel it in the low back, your feet are back on the floor. And you can move in this. Inhaling up and exhaling back. A great way to strengthen the back body is strengthening the core, okay? Keeping the back body in a place of stability by strengthening your core. Inhaling up, exhaling back. Good. Come all the way up. I thought we would stretch out through the hip flexor, so we would go the opposite way in the stretch. So I'm going to take my blocks and I'm going to stack them in a tower, okay? I'm also going to take my chair and I'm going to place it against the step so I can show you from the side how that looks. Your chair can be against a wall, okay? And you can have a cushion on your chair if you feel like you need a higher surface, okay? This can always be done against a wall too. So I'm gonna take my, I'm first gonna do a downward facing dog. So you've got your hands on the chair. You're gonna step the feet back about hip width distance and see if you can send your hip bones back as you draw, make sure you've got your knees bent, as you kind of draw the chest down, okay, into your stretch. The side body stretches. Your knees can be bent here. Feet can be as far apart as they need to be. And you're just going to stretch through a downward facing dog, okay? Stay here for a few breaths. If this is too intense for you, you can do it against the wall where your hands are about shoulder height and you're just stepping back, okay? So you choose what kind of stretch feels good on your back body. A little engagement of the belly. And we're just going to stretch out here and breathe. It's just a great way to stretch the side body, the low back, stretch through the hip points. Just breathe here. Good. Even the shoulders can get a good stretch. Okay. Now we're going to take our right foot forward. Okay. I've got a hold of the chair. If you want to be lower, you're maybe holding on to the block, okay? Or if you want to be higher, you're holding on to the wall. So I've given you three options, okay? You're going to take the left foot back, the right foot forward, bend into the right knee, and see if you can really find a stretch through that left leg. Straight and strong, okay? Your hip points are pointing forward, so your hip bones are forward and your hips are squared to the front. And you're going to sink and soften, but I want you to sink and soften the right knee, but I want you to keep the upper body upright, so the torso is upright and long, and you're just finding length here. Breathing in. If you want more of a stretch, you can try to get your torso a little higher above onto the pelvis. More upright. If you want less of a stretch, we're coming down and being lower, okay? And we're just gonna stay here and stretch through that left hip flexor. Feels really good. Breathing here. This is too much, too intense, you're doing it against a wall. And we're just gonna move in this. This is called Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge. We're just gonna start moving into this stretch a little bit. Bending that left knee, inhaling, straighten. Bend and straighten. See if you can just connect your breath with that gentle movement. Just feeling that stretch from that left hip flexor. Breathing in and out. Good. And then we're going to press down and just bring that back foot to meet the front foot. Okay. You might need to widen your feet a little bit and stretch back a little bit in that downward facing dog. Okay, just stretch back. Take a breath here. Good. Let's send our left foot forward. Right leg back. Stretch back, coming into Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Okay, if you want to really challenge yourself, you're lifting your arms. Okay. Put hands on the chair, and we're going to stretch now through that right hip flexor. See if you can really stretch the leg back. Breathe here. Kind of lift up through the heart. So really find that lift. Make sure the belly is engaged. Drawing that low belly in and up can help that stretch along the right hip flexor. And then we're just going to start bending and straightening. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay. Breathing in and out a few times. This can always be done too on your forearms. You know, you can modify this in any way that feels good for you. The whole idea is keeping the hips squared and feeling that stretch along the hip flexor. It's really good for the low back. Because what happens is, you bring the foot back and come into your downward facing dog. What often happens is, when we sit a lot, the hip flexors get very tight and they shorten, and then we feel pain in the low back. So the whole idea is to stretch the front body out too. Come to your comfortable seat. We'll end the practice just with a namaste, a collective om. Close the eyes, bring hands to prayer center, to Anjali Mudra. Notice sensations, notice breath. Take an inhale to Om. Big breath in. Thumbs to third eye center. In peace and gratitude, we say together, Namaste. Thank you, yogis, for sharing your practice with me today. And hopefully, I will see you next week during the live Zoom session. Until then, until we meet again, be safe, be well. Thank you.